Lake Amistad has been a special place for my family for some time. I am the fourth generation of Shrauner to visit the lake. With much of my family there and many friends, the lake will always be one of my homes. I knew the lake had a contested history because it was near a border town. It wasn't until I saw the cave paintings I realized how much conflict must have taken place. The story of Amistad is clouded in stereotypes and built on conflicts. Lake Amistad isn't even a lake at all, and despite a name that means friendship, the history is anything but friendly. The history of Amistad is written in regime changes: Indian, Spanish, Mexican, Texan, American. There aren't Native Americans in large plumed headdresses riding down the sunset on wild stallions, Mexicans in ponchos and sombreros wielding small revolvers, nor Texans terrorizing either of them on white horses. There are simply people, each one with a story. One of the many voices that still echo along the border and can testify to the harsh realities of culture along the Rio Grande was Jim Landrum, my grandfather. In a letter to his mother dated March 4th, 1911, Jim writes, "Deny I cannot that often, oh so often do I crave for you all, for my friends, my home city, and my profession. Yet these mountains, these canyons, these people, even my horses and dogs seem to say, don't go. And even at night, when I cross the turbulent waters of the Rio Grande and listen to the music her waters make in their mad rush to sea, it seems to say, I pass on, but not you." Beyond contracts and politics, and beyond all the animosity of people crammed too tightly together, even in the vastness of Texas, there is a uniquely human history behind Lake Amistad. The original inhabitants of the area were the Kowaltkan Indians. These people are the ones responsible for the cave paintings on the walls of Lake Amistad. I am unclear as to how the paintings ended up so high. There aren't any dynamite marks where the cave was blasted, and the water doesn't rush so fast as to have eroded the land away over so little time. Did this painter encounter a Spaniard, a Mexican? Is the man in the red hat a healer come to bandage the wounds of a hunter who encountered a great cat? The mystery, in many ways, is part of the beauty. From this point, gunpowder and contracts are the law. Spaniards occupied this part of what is now Texas in 1716. They set up several missions, one of which was built near natural springs, which was called San Felipe del Rio, which we have now shortened to Del Rio. It was from this mission that the Spaniards converted or killed many of the Kowaltkans. In 1911, more blood was shed as Mexico fought and won its independence from Spain. In October of 1835, Texans too fought for their independence and added another facet of history to Lake Amistad. While at this point in history there is still no lake to speak of, the border was split right along the Rio Grande River, where Lake Amistad would eventually be formed. In 1845, Texas annexed itself to the United States. Lake Amistad was not always a lake. According to the International Water and Borders Commission, in 1965, President Richard Nixon and Mexican President Diaz Ordaz dedicated the Amistad Dam to prevent flooding. Lake Amistad is now home to a small local community and is a popular summer retreat for tourists. Few of them bother to learn how the paintings made it onto the rocks. The amount of violence that forged Lake Amistad seems insane, but as philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche said, "Insanity in individuals is something rare, but in groups, parties, nations, and epochs, it is the rule."